Hello again, everybody. I am Dr. Kendo. Before we start this, say hello to baby Kendo, of course, right down there. Sorry if he makes any noise. I did just want to say that, of course, this is an episode about Infinity War, and when people ask for the Infinity War cast, that could mean like 40 different people in the cast. You know, it's like, do you want just the villains? Do you want the heroes? Do you want this subset of heroes? It's like, I didn't have any specifics, but Infinity War by far was the most popular request this week, and so I'm just picking and choosing, I guess, certain heroes, and we're gonna have to divide it up into parts. So we definitely didn't forget anybody. We didn't leave out somebody just because we forgot that they were a part of the Avengers or part of this Infinity War stuff. Everything was very deliberate, so you're not going to see every single hero or villain in the movie. I just want you to know that it's unrealistic to expect that I would create like 40 different characters in one episode. So anyway, the other news is that there will be a major announcement. I mean, this is huge announcement at the end of this. It's so big that I'm actually gonna upload a separate video entirely that kind of has just the announcement by itself, but I wanted the most eyes on it as possible, so I put it here in the Scribblenauts episode. Let's go ahead and get started with it, though. Gotta do the episode first. Hello again, Kentopolis! This is Dr. Kendo, and I'm here with another Scribblenauts Unlimited Object Editor commentary. This is where I create your favorite characters in the Scribblenauts Unlimited Object Editor, of course. I think I already said that maybe in the intro, but if not, I'm saying it now. We got the Space Marine as the source object, but this time you want the female Space Marine. I know we have had the female Space Marine before, so I don't even know why I said this time. But alright, we're gonna paint this little middle section of the torso. You can see that the torso or body piece is divided up into 3 different parts. That has that kind of candy cane red and white pattern and everything. If you don't know, just from reading the title and all of that and listening to the intro earlier where I was on screen, we're going to be creating some of the heroes from Avengers Infinity War, and this is going to be insane. Again, we cannot create all of them. Right now we're starting off with Captain America, and so this is going to be the body of Captain America. Jack, that's one of the brothers, of course. We're going to take his back leg after doing a bondrick for the belt, and cardboard right there as another piece of that belt, and Don Quixote. We're gonna take Don Quixote and grab onto the arm right here. You could take the front one or the back one. I like this front one right there. That's what we used. And a mammoth. We're gonna go with the mammoth. Basically, there is the back leg. It's behind. So not only the hind legs or whatever, but behind the body of the mammoth and all that. You're gonna take that piece there and put it basically on the wrist or forearm of Captain America. And again, attached to the arm as well is gonna be a golem shoulder piece with a snakelet. What we're gonna type in right here. You could also use Spiku for what I'm about to do, but the snakelet we're gonna do 3 times that same, kind of close to the end tail piece. It's not the far end, but it's close to it. That is basically some more of this design. So all 3 of those stamps that I just did, well, I guess it's 6. I guess it's like 5 stamps because there was 3 snakelets, but I mean the snakelet pieces, the golem, and that mammoth piece, those are all gonna make these shields. So you know that Captain America now has these other shields and whatnot. He's got both of them there right over his forearms. And so that's from that. The ninja, we're gonna go with the female ninja right here, and the reason that this is a different arm from before, you know, we used the Don Quixote for one, which had the shoulder pads. That was why we used the Don Quixote, but this time with the ninja, we wanted basically that glove, you know, part of the ninja where her hands are, that female ninja. We want the hands to kind of be showing out this time for that back arm, because it is the back arm where you can actually see the palm, whereas that front arm to our left, basically, it's Captain America's right arm. It's going to be showing it from the palm facing down towards him, so you can't really see the inside of the palm, of course. So that was why there was a difference with that. And we are already going to the properties editor right here. So this is basically, when we get to this point in this series, I like to read background information and fun facts. I think we all know what Avengers Infinity War is, so we can skip on down to basically saying that it's going to be the 19th film in the MCU, or Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was announced in October 2014 as Avengers Infinity War Part 1. Filming began in January 2017, lasting until July 2017. I am crazy excited about this, as probably most of you are. Essentially, 2 years after the Avengers were torn apart during the events of Civil War, Thanos comes to Earth for the Infinity Stones, and the Avengers join forces with the Guardians of the Galaxy and others with hopes to stop Thanos before his reign of destruction ends half the universe. We did create Thanos semi-recently, so he'll make an appearance again near the end of this video Scribblenauts portion, but we also created so many many of the heroes, if not all, that you'll see today, honestly, in some past episodes. So for example, before Thanos, we had made Spider-Man for the Spider-Man Homecoming film, but we also created the Civil War main heroes on both sides. And then in a really old episode, I had made the Avengers. Now, I mean, those designs were back when I had way limited knowledge and less developed skills in this game. And as I said at the beginning, last thing to note, this cast is huge. There's no way that I can get to all of the heroes or even all of the villains, just all the characters in just one episode, so this will definitely need a part 2 and probably part 3. Like, the Guardians of the Galaxy should really have their own separate entry for this, and they are also somebody that we've created before in past episodes. Of course, that was also way long ago, but we got a head as the source object with a golden egg over that for the main shape of the face. This is going to be Captain America's head right here that we are creating separate from the body. I'll explain in a second. We just put down a nose, chicken nugget for the ear, and the hair pieces are combined basically using a faux hawk. Now, we didn't want that to be entirely what it was, but we want his hair to be all slicked back. You know, Captain America has a bit of a new look in this movie, as a lot of the heroes do, but Captain America especially, you're gonna see that Chris Evans, of course, is sporting a beard and mustache combo, so that's something that we needed to kind of include here, and he's not really gonna have the Captain America hood and mask and all that on, so that's why his hair is showing all slicked back like that. So the faux hawk combined with a yarmulke behind that is what we use for the hair and Scribblenauts right here. Cobia fin again was for the eyebrows, and we had goldfish bottom fins for the whites of his eyes. We put down an eyebrow, the stamp, and Scribblenauts for the mustache as well as the beard at the bottom, and then we used Irish moss for the side, so it's like his sideburns going all the way down, you know, just past his ear, getting all that facial hair, Irish moss. And so then we got hair going up behind everything, so kind of behind that chicken nugget, you can place that hair right there to show some of his hair sticking out in the back. And PEA, of course, that's the iris right there, and wart is going to be for the pupil, so the black part of his eyes, as well as we can get another set of warts for both eyes, paint them white for some shine or some shimmer. I love to do that basically on almost all characters in my series. Anyway, we'll just call this Captain Am head, since it would be a long title to have to type America every single time we wanted it. Okay, so go to the equipment tab here in the properties editor. Whenever you're creating the head and the body separately on the head object, make sure you check off that circle kind of here at the bottom. It's close to the bottom. It says can be worn on the face like glasses, so fill that circle in. On the second half of the screen, it's that third circle down. So essentially what you want to happen is you're going to place this head into the hands of the body object right there. So there's the Captain America head. This is kind of where we want it to be. We do need the body to be a little bit bigger, or maybe the head to be a little bit smaller, one or the other. So let's first, we can put down an adjective on our Captain America creation here and make sure that he stands still so that we can kind of get a good look at this. Now, I did have a piece of his, basically his neck, you know, his clothing is there for his neck on the body object, so we will kind of move that back so you can see it more. Again, I'm going to make the head a little bit smaller right here, so we'll do that first. I do like how this looks. You know, I was taking a risk kind of trying to create his head a little bit more realistic-like or whatever, and now we can go ahead and then edit the body object. So anytime you create a head and a body separately in this game, you're trying to get over the stamp limit. This game does have a limit to how many stamps you can use, like the star that we put on his chest. All that stuff is a stamp. Every single last piece that we use to create Captain America, or any creation, those are stamps. And so here you can see that I'm increasing the size of this whole body object overall. We're also going to move this neck piece right there, and you can turn on the green grids that show where the arms, the legs, the body, and the head are for basically any character in this game, any creation that you're doing. You basically hit that button on the left side that has Maxwell's head and a banana and a wheel and dotted lines all around that stuff. And when you do that, you're going to see a big blank green space where the head is supposed to be, because we're creating them separately, obviously, so he didn't have a head. But you can move that up, down, left, right, wherever you need it to go for the head to be in the right place, so it will take a little bit of editing. And now you can see on screen, of course, we got Spider-Man, but this is our creation from Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm going to link anything in the description that we've already created before and that we're editing. So like Captain America, we just made from scratch again, although it was similar to our Captain America of the past that I created, but I didn't, you know, just start with the creation of the past like I did here for Spider-Man. So of course, we did have the Spider-Man Homecoming episode. I will link that in the description, as I just said, and hopefully, maybe even in the comments or something, I'll do a pinned comment that will show where all these heroes came from that are like this. So anyway, you notice that we did make a pretty, I guess, mostly basic adjustments, although the main part was kind of changing up the emblem and design on his chest, as well as doing silica for some more design on his chest. We took away some of the shoulder areas and put mahi-mahi fins there, frog legs down at the bottom where the feet are, and most of the rest you can get from that episode of the past, just like with his head here. So his head, not really going to be much different for the Iron Spider, of course. That's what I'm going to call him. I know that it's really the Iron Spider suit, I guess you could say, but whatever. So we did the head right there, mostly the same. Anyway, we're going to move on now to Black Panther. We do have to move through all this quickly, so I'm sorry that it has to be so fast-paced. It's just this episode is already going to be like 40 minutes long or something like that. Scribblenauts portion being like 25 or something. Anyway, notice that there is going to be text on screen, but I'll just go ahead and say that this was a bodybuilder source object with a bit of texture pattern. A chimera fish side fin near its head will act as the necklace-like pieces there under his neck, above his chest. Keep the bodybuilder arms for Black Panther's arms. Spiderfish bottom fin for the silvery accessories there above his wrist and hands, which his hands are claws. A mahi-mahi side fin are the two silver spikes there on the sides of his hips on his torso piece. A leg for his two legs with webbed feet for both of the feet, and the silver foot claws on those, done 3 times each side, are pike, the fish, fins. So now we're moving on to the head. Head as the source object, of course. This is usually what I start off with, and I do that kind of as the head every single time, unless I'm going to save stamp space by using something else, which normally is not the case. I will start off with the head as the source object because I know in general where the spacing of it is, so it really helps to space things out, like what we're placing down right now, like the golden egg is the main shape. We used Allosaurus tail pieces for those designs up there on his forehead. It's kind of just some etching into the mask and all of that good stuff. So a bass right now, we can take that side fin sort of close to its head, paint it pretty dark black right there for this nose area where it's not necessarily like all of his nose is there, but it's like the bottom sort of where the nostrils are and all that are down there at that part. So we can distinguish that with that bass fin. And I used a minus sign right now coming up amidst that hemisphere down at the bottom of this whole creation right now. Goldfish bottom fins as well for the eye areas. That's where his eyes are going to be. Octopus, we'll go with the octopus. Take this upper tentacle piece. It's sort of near the octopus's head body area or whatever, but you can take that tentacle on the left side, put some more design into the mask right there. Looking good. Mahi Mahi once again. I feel like we're going to use this stamp a bunch. So this can basically be used for his ears, so you can tell that that's coming together for his ears right there. We did 2 on our left side. It's, I guess, Black Panther's right. And then we did another one over there on the right, just 1 that time. As a reminder, equipment tab can be worn on the face like glasses. That's what you want to fill in for that circle. Again, on the equipment tab in the properties editor. And that'll do it. Got a ghost hunter coming up next, the female ghost hunter that is, and so we're going to paint this sort of darkish green color in the front is what that is, for basically doing Black Widow right now. And I'm going to like this creation because this one's actually just going to be one solid creation. It's not going to be a separate head and body. Black Widow, we probably could include some more details, but overall I think that it's, her costume and the way that she looks in the movie doesn't probably require as much detail as some of the other superhero outfits and some of the other characters in this movie. So this is gonna look good. Shark pup bottom fin down there. That'll be for some skin showing there above her chest. And we also put a comb over to be that kind of strand of hair, multiple strands of hair there in the front. Princess, we'll use the back leg of the princess for both of Black Widow's legs. So this is all coming together pretty nicely so far, but we still have a ways to go. Equal sign, of course, right here. We can use that to be like 2 straps. So we are gonna do this on some other heroes probably, but it's a good stamp that gets you 2 things with just 1 stamp, and I always love that. I'm always trying to look for something like that. A holster right there for the side. It's like, if she wants a gun or a knife to be there on the side of her thighs, basically, then you could do that. Tank. We use the back arm of Tank. That's one of Maxwell's many brothers in this game. T-A-N-C, of course, that's for Tank right there. Paint those black and put them on both of the arms here for Black Widow. And we got a glow stick coming up next. I'm going to put this glow stick almost at the midsection level, basically one of the many kinds of straps and things that she has going across her chest. Now a zipper right here for the actual zipper. That's we don't always do the obvious thing for where the obvious, like zipper for zipper or nose for nose. We don't always do that. We, most of these you can tell are very unique pieces or whatever for just kind of thinking outside the box. And that's what I always encourage people to do, like use a goldfish bottom fin for some eye shape. It's like use very weird things, get creative with it, and so we'll put those, of course, for the eyes, just like I've been doing for a lot of these characters. Scorpion will take that upper middle tail piece right here and make that the nose, and I'm going to go with pike right now and use the fin of the pike. It's going to be, of course, the fish pike, as I said before, and we'll use that same fin that we've been using. It's a really small fin, so I've used this kind of for other female characters that I've done, like Peach, for example. We made her lips in that same kind of way, and I think Rosalina. Wart with the PEA, those two combos are going to basically be her eyes as well, and we can go with a pimple. It's almost the same as a wart, it just has a little bit different sizing and a little black spot on it, and so little curvature to it as well, I guess, but make that white for the shine in her eyes right here. Black Widow looks good. We got just a solid one object creation. We didn't have to do the head and the body separately. It's always a catch-22, because if I do that, I feel like you guys like it. You know, hey, we don't have to do as much, I guess, work in general. We can just make one solid object. We don't have to try to connect the head and the body and all that. But then at the same time, it's like, what if I do that all as one object and we run out of stamp space and I haven't included a whole bunch of details? Then I know that there will be viewers that come after me saying stuff like, you know, you forgot this piece or you left off that piece, you know, or whatever. And it's like, that's why we moved to doing separate heads and bodies so that we can include all of the details. And sometimes we still can't even do it because the stamp space runs out. Has anybody sat and counted how many stamps you have per object? You should definitely do that if you're at all curious. Razor right now, one of Maxwell's many brothers as well. We'll take his back arm to be for the back arm right now of Bucky. We're going to call him Bucky. Of course, the Winter Soldier. And we're going to go with the equal sign strategy once again with Liz England. That's Liz England's back legs as the legs for Bucky right here. This is going to be creating Winter Soldier pretty much like how we created him in the Civil War episode, although there are just some slight differences. The arms are going to be a little bit different, as well as the source object is an enemy. That's actually what we did this time rather than in that other episode. It kind of saves us some stamp space, I would say, with making his outfit sort of how it is in the Infinity War style. Now, this is all just from Google images and trailers that we've seen. That's how I can tell that some of these costumes are changed and different, and some of them we don't even get full views of the characters, you know, like head to toe, but most of them that are going to be in this episode we did. And again, I can't create everybody, so this is just like the third or fourth reminder that I need to give, because I know somebody's going to say it. We cannot create every single last hero or whatever in this one video. Again, we'll make separate parts for them. So certainly at some point, kind of like the Plants vs. Zombies plants that we did, you know, there were several parts for that to try to get them all over a period of time. Anyway, we got Thor on screen, a Don Quixote source object, male hunk for the head, worm back end tail piece for the eye patch right there, a goldfish bottom fin for the white of the other eye, PEA for the iris, wart for the shine and the pupil in his eyes, a nose for the nose, chicken feed for the scruff of his beard and sideburns. On our left side, dandruff on the right with eyebrow for his mustache and another eyebrow for his beard back underneath the hunk head. Both arms are Milo, M-I-L-O, one of Maxwell's many brothers. Both legs are Buzz, another Maxwell brother. Which torso body piece done twice can be for the cape, and 4 spheres total for the circles on his armor with 2 golf balls on either side for the smaller circles. So you see that he has, you know, those 6 circles, basically 3 and 3 on each side. And so that's going to be Thor in this movie, who does look, I would say, decently different compared to his past movies and all that, or at least the past Avengers movies. I will confess something. I have not seen Thor Ragnarok. I feel that I should. Thor is not one of my favorites out of the Avengers. I really like Captain America. My favorite hero just in general in the Marvel universe is almost always changing. It's always like, man, I like this one. No, wait, I like this one. Anyway, bomb disposal expert is what we're going to start off with as the source object for Iron Man right here. And Iron Man, you know, he does have new armor in this movie. And with the new suit will come this new design, but I do feel we can borrow a lot from past creations of Iron Man. We have made him twice before. Now, one, I would say it was a pretty pathetic design in my early days of this series. Yes, I will admit. But then I think we've improved, especially on the design of Iron Man over time. And so we got Cupid arms right here. It's the back arm of the Cupid. And Archaeopteryx, hopefully you saw how to spell that. And Lamia as the legs, back leg of Lamia. Wisp, you can take this bottom right piece of the Wisp. It's some shrouded ghostness of the Wisp right here. You could use that. Put it sort of up at the upper part of his chest. And his arc reactor will go in the midst of that as well. A rhino calf can actually be for the arc reactor's hole right here on his chest, and it's because it's kind of taking up a somewhat different shape. I know obviously it is what it is in each movie, but the suit sometimes has a different appearance where it's housing the arc reactor. So we got Space Marine the male this time for both of the arms. You can take the back arm of the male Space Marine and put it down. Receiver glove we're going to put down on both of them as well for the hands. So notice that we're just painting it red right here and placing it or layering it behind those Space Marine arms. So this is looking pretty good. I like this. We'll do Trapezoid coming up next. One of the many shapes in this game. Of course, you can just type it in if you're in Scribblenauts Unmasked, but if you're in Unlimited, you are able to just grab it from the geometry library, or basically the set of geometric shapes that are in here without having to type it. Octopus all the way to the left, there's that tentacle piece at the end. We can use this for a little hook design like that you see on his armor right there. His armor has all sorts of neat designs and colors and whatnot, not just like straight up red and yellow. You know, it has a little bit of this silveriness. And so then on the bottom right here, there's another end tentacle piece that's like a smaller sort of hook type shape right there that we can use. And so that'll finish that off right there for Iron Man. So we'll name him that, of course. And Iron Man, you can do a lot of things with the scripting. I may try to just breeze through it. Of course, you can, here in the properties editor, you can set him to sound like, or objects to react to him like, however you want. I'm going to make his main weapon, though, his primary sort of projectile will just be a capsule, and that's the shape of capsule. Right here, I'm going to make him flying. Of course, he'll be able to fly, and we'll take off the behavior, check that mark off for most of the objects that you're creating, unless you really want the behaviors to inherit the source object's behaviors, if you want your objects to, I should say. Loses or gains health is the script, and so whenever he does that, he'll add an adjective of brave, and then he's going to wait a certain number of frames and then shoot out a bullet. You know, it's like Iron Man is full of all sorts of weaponry, and so with that, you can do a lot with that scripting. Your imagination is the limit, I would say, and so, well, actually, this game does limit you pretty well, but here's the Iron Man's head. Basically is going to be like how we created it before in the past or most recent iteration of Iron Man that I've done, which would have been the Civil War episode. That was, of course, when Civil War was kind of first coming out, or soon around that time. And one other reminder, of course, in the properties editor, go down to the equipment tab for the head object. Can be worn on the face like glasses is the circle that you want to check in, and that looks good for all of our characters that we're going to do today. Of course, our Falcon creation is over there on the left side of me as Kendo Thanos. Kendos! But we'll show off our actual Thanos creation as well. But the Falcon is mostly created just like we did in the Civil War episode as well, so that's why I didn't really show the step-by-step on him. Again, all of that stuff will be linked in the description, maybe even a top pinned comment by me, something like that, so you guys should be able to find those episodes if you want that step-by-step tutorial. Otherwise, you know what we came to see right here. You didn't come to see Thor being lazy in the sky. I don't know what that was. Starting off with the Don Quixote source object must have made it like he keels over every now and then like that. He looks all lazy. Let's make Thanos become all evil and hostile. You know, we want him to be acting like Thanos. Holy monkeys. Did you guys see that? Look at Captain America, just like he jumps like incredibly high. That was insane. I did not intend for it to edit that way. And for God's sake, I didn't make Spider-Man brave right off the back. And of course, our Spider-Man creation, we actually did shrink him down just a little bit so that he still is kind of like a little kid for the Iron Spider right here. Not little kid, but you know, he's younger than the rest. And so we do, of course, want to create other characters like the Hulk, and especially like characters like Ant-Man and Hawkeye. I don't believe we've seen too much of what their designs are going to look like for Infinity War. And so with that, it would kind of impede, you know, trying to create them here. We wouldn't really be able to see all the details and whatnot. I mean, some of these maybe you wait for when the movie comes out to create them. I don't know. But of course, there are plenty of characters. The Incredible Hulk, definitely I want to get to. I want to do a remake of him, and the Guardians of the Galaxy I think would make a nice remake. We did actually create Baby Groot when the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 movie came out, and holy crap, it looks like Thanos is actually picking up the Stormbreaker, the Thor weapon right here. We need to put that up. I don't want him to have that. I mean, he's already kind of like at this unfair advantage, and I should have made all of these heroes just be brave right from the start. So let's make Black Panther be brave right here. He's still running away. Oh my god. So this Thanos battle is actually kind of becoming a mess. He's actually doing pretty good against all these heroes, though. I think this is mostly accurate, you know what I mean? It's like we did have one Thanos die, and I had to kind of respawn him onto the map. Holy Lord. If you want to avoid all this, like, characters being scared right off the bat, I usually don't like to do this because they do make a little exclamation point if they're brave and whatnot. You can just make the script basically be, when this object is created, it will gain an adjective of brave, you know, or fearless, whatever you want to type in. And so it's like, if you really want to just avoid that happening right off the bat, and it looks like Iron Man's actually shooting Bucky right here. And so Iron Man gonna be going up against Thanos. I think he was our only main ranged character, although he didn't have to be. We could have given a gun to Black Widow or Bucky right here, giving them a little bit more range and stuff. That range is really gonna be an advantage going up against Thanos, who is right now taking down Bucky. Yep, there he goes. And so Thanos now coming after Iron Man, coming in hot. It actually looks like he's gonna, he might actually lose this battle though. He's coming down to his last heart, and kaboom! Iron Man gonna be the one to take Thanos down. Is that how it's gonna happen in the movie? You guys gotta find out, of course, and then we will all talk about it once the movie comes out and you guys have all seen it and when I've seen it. So anyway, I do just want to remind you guys, stay tuned right after this for an important announcement about some changes that are going to be coming to the channel. These are big changes. This is kind of the biggest announcement I've done since my wife and I announced that we were going to have a baby. Yes, this is going to be big, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are ready for it. I think it's going to be good. Just stick with it, and I'll probably create a separate video for the announcement as well and just upload the announcement separately. But I wanted to make sure that I had you guys' attention here via the Scribblenauts episode to see it as well in advance. So hey, I'll catch you guys over there on the announcement. Alright everybody, welcome. We have finished the episode, and now I just wanted to get on to a major announcement that's going to be about some huge changes to the channel. So this is really important, and I need everybody's attention. Of course, you're probably just going to be looking at Baby Kendo half of the time. But hey, so before Baby Kendo was born, I was kind of saying the channel's gonna need to go through some kind of changes. You know, I didn't know what they were gonna be. I was like, we're just gonna have to change up the format a little bit. I knew that I was always going to be able to upload and whatnot. I just wasn't sure that I was gonna be able to upload with the same consistency, and I pretty much have. I mean, there were some weeks that I was probably uploading more. So I mean, from my standpoint, everything was good. I think fortunately, Baby Kendo, he's such a good baby. It's like he sleeps through the night for the most part. He's always hitting his milestones where he should or before he should. And I just, you know, he's so low maintenance as a child. I mean, look at this. This is insane. But anyway, I've enjoyed being a dad. But one thing that I guess kind of goes along with this YouTube channel is there is something else that has affected the channel rather than having a baby. It's something that kind of exceeds my powers to some degree, but that's basically YouTube. If anybody follows the state of YouTube, you know that this platform is cannibalizing itself. It's really unfortunate because I worked incredibly hard. I gave up the use of my arms. My arms have so much pain in them that I think I will have lifelong injuries basically in my hands, my fingers, and up here on the elbow parts of my arms basically. Just trying to build this channel while working. It's like I have to work outside of this, you know, and I also have a Twitch channel. I take care of my father because he's not in great condition ever since my mom died. And I used to volunteer pretty regularly in my city here. It's like I always have things going on. I've got music and voice acting as well, and working, taking care of my 2 dogs as well, being married to my wife, and now having our baby. You guys know that my life is insane. So part of that is also now YouTube is having so many problems. And even if it's not YouTube's system itself being crappy, it's the public perception now of YouTube. They are horrible at communicating. Their messaging is just kind of really off point. And so the public perception of YouTube, I think, is doing as much or more damage to YouTube as a platform for creators than the system actually sucking. And the system does suck in certain places. So it's like one of those is that I've looked at my analytics over the years, and it gets progressively worse as the years go on. But you know, I get about close to 1 million views every month. Now, some months are higher than others, some months are lower than others, but out of that pool of views every single month, only about 6% of them come from subscribers. So if you think about that, it's like either you guys aren't watching if you're a subscriber, or YouTube's system is so defunct. I think it's a little bit of both, because I think some people subscribe just to see Five Nights at Freddy's content, or just to see Undertale, or whatever it was that is kind of like a trend that has now surpassed, or passed on, I guess I should say. FNAF is still around, I guess, but in much less quantity than I would say it started as, of course. But anyway, that's beside the point. So the point is, though, the other side of that is that YouTube does not notify my subscribers. Now, they say you need to hit the bell. I mean, if somebody subscribes, that should be enough bell for you, but you have to hit the bell for notifications to be on, and even then, I can't rest assured that subscribers are getting it. And so in that respect, you know, it's really demoralizing. It's like, I'm trying to make these videos for you guys, but of course I'm trying to court new viewers, but that means that, like, I basically have had unloyal viewership in more quantity than I have subscriber viewership. That's really tough on me, because unloyal people, you know, they just want to see their creation get made. They're not really a fan of the series as a whole. If they are, they're just usually a fan of like one franchise, again, like the Five Nights at Freddy's, or they subscribe just for the Mario characters, or whatever it might be. And then they won't watch everything else that we do in the series. I mean, we've created stuff from like hundreds of franchises at this point, and we're seriously up past like 300 episodes. That's not numbered episodes, but just all the episodes, like speed creates, special episodes, all that stuff. We've done so many. So, I mean, like, in that respect, I've created something from like so many different universes that it's insane to think about. But I wanted to make a change now with this channel, because I've kind of hit, I guess, a certain rock bottom. You know, I don't think that a lot of my good, loyal subscribers who have been here for years, I don't even know if they're still here anymore, because I don't hear from them, or I don't know if YouTube is notifying them. So it's like, I mostly have some new subscribers, which is great. I like the new subscribers. It's just like, I feel that I've lost touch with the loyal people that were here for like 2 or 3 years, and I've been doing the channel for almost 6 years. So if that puts it into perspective, it doesn't mean you are any less valuable as a new subscriber. It simply means that, what is YouTube doing to all of my old subscribers? Again, some of them are leaving themselves, and then some of them are, I think, being uninformed because YouTube is not informing them when I upload and all that stuff. So basically, other than that, you know that YouTube's had a lot of problems, right? So my channel has taken a huge hit. I think, you know, the PewDiePies of the world are going to be fine. The Markipliers, they're all going to be just great, even if YouTube is like tanking or whatever. But me, as far as growing on YouTube, it's like I've got to really, really work doubly hard when I have 2 times the amount of like busy things going on in my life. So it's like, it's insane to try to keep this up. I would end up going insane from overworking and also having everything else in my life, which I kind of already am insane, I would say, doing all this. So what is the point? Well, I want some changes to happen. One thing that I think would help is that, you know, we've been doing this for years and it's worked really well until kind of now, like past few months, but I was always creating stuff in Scribblenauts based on whatever is the most popular, most requested by the most amount of different people. So now, it seems that, like, I still get crap if I don't create your specific request. So, like, 1 person, 2 people say, can you make my request, whatever it is, something from Mario or something from this game or movie or whatever. And it's like, if I don't create it, I never hear the end of it. I know that I can't please everybody. That's just something that I have really had to learn the hard way. I really did try to please everyone, and I've really been doing this whole channel for you guys the last 5.5 years. I'm not going to say I didn't have fun. I had great fun. It was so awesome to learn about a lot of new franchises that you guys are into. But I think at this point now, what I'm trying to say that the change will be on the channel is that I think we're going to move away from the most popular, most requested thing. We're still going to upload videos every Sunday. Most of them are going to be Scribblenauts. I want to open up the possibility that we might do some of those games like Passepartout or Move or Die. The games that have kind of long since been forgotten, or if you guys ever find out any new kind of creative games where you can create your own characters. You know, we recently had epic Draw Stickman 2 videos and whatnot, so let's get back to some of those as well, you know what I mean? So we will still upload every single Sunday. Usually there's 4 Sundays in a month. Sometimes a month has so many days that it fits that there's 5 Sundays. But I basically want to still create what you guys are asking for. It may not always be the most popular, most requested thing, but sometimes I may do other videos as well thrown in there in the month. So what I wanted to say was I want to reserve the first and the third Sundays of every single month to be what you guys are asking for. So we're still going to do like Scribblenauts Unlimited, very largely how we're doing it right now. So that's, still going to mostly be the same. I'm going to try to show little images and graphs or something so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Like I might put a calendar graphic. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to put something in editing that shows this. But basically, the first Sunday and the third Sunday of the month will still be Scribblenauts business as usual, like these. May not be most popular, most requested. We'll see how that kind of works out, but it's something that you guys are going to ask for will be created. But then like the second Sunday, we may do a Passepartout 2, or we may do some other kind of video, or maybe Scribblenauts, but something like really creative thrown in there. I have some ideas, so definitely I hope that you're excited about that, but I think that will cater more towards subscribers rather than just I want people who want to watch all of my videos, not just, only when he uploads FNAF or only when he uploads this like one franchise that I like. I want to get away from that because what I want to do is cater more to you. If you are the loyal viewer and you are the loyal subscriber who's been here for a long time, you are the person that I want to make videos for, but I also want to make videos for myself a little bit, It's like, I want to do videos that I am incredibly passionate about, and I think the Scribblenauts I was always passionate about, I was always good, but it's starting to become really draining to have feedback from viewers and stuff that are like, you didn't create my request, so F you, and they just leave and like end up hating me just because I didn't make their request. It's like, that's really demoralizing when I'm trying to be as kind and giving as I can for all of you, for everybody, for as many people as I can. So you'll understand this is why I want to make this kind of move. Now the last thing, what about the last Sunday of every month? Well, I thought of a cool idea. I thought this was another way that we could connect together, viewers and subscribers, and me, the creator, is I wanted to do a hashtag Ask the Doc. So basically a question and answer type thing. You guys often do ask questions, and I always welcome that. So I want you to ask more. If you want, you can use a hashtag Ask the Doc when you do it. But if you ask a question at all, I'm going to try to get to as many, if not all of them, in a month as possible. So let's say, we're going to start all of this in April. This is not an April Fool's joke. I know I'm uploading on April 1st. This is not April Fool's. So I wanted to basically get to your questions that you ask all in April, and it'll reset every month. So you're going to get that opportunity finally to be shouted out to. I know people are always like, give me a shout out. And I don't want to cheapen the experience of shout outs to just nothing. Just say like, hey, shout out to this person. Like it wouldn't make any sense in a Scribblenauts video to just like randomly aside be like, yeah, so we're creating this. Oh yeah, by the way, shout out to this guy. It's like, I think it's much more important to shout you out when if you ask a question, if you do something that kind of like warrants the shout out, if it's relevant, I guess. So anyway, last Sunday of every single month, the final Sunday, we're going to basically do this Ask the Doc series, where you guys ask questions and I will answer them. So it's a Q&A type thing, and we're going to have it with Scribblenauts content usually. We'll have it with just some sort of other visual component. So like it may be gameplay footage of Scribblenauts Showdown, and then I can answer questions kind of in this setting. We can film and get to see me and maybe Baby Kendo just, kind of face to face and answer your questions. So I think that that's going to be really fun. So we're going to try this out. I'm going to see how this goes, at least for the month of April, probably month of May as well. And if I kind of like how all this goes, then I'm going to keep that going until the life of the channel, or I don't know, until whenever, until we need to make a change again. But I think that this is going to be better overall for everyone. Then if not for everyone, then it's going to be better for me. I'm not going to want to drive myself crazy trying to, just satisfy every single last person who is not loyal to me. It's like, I know that there's a lot of viewers that have watched past episodes who didn't become subscribers and they could care less about me. You know what I mean? And it's like, I just want to do something for you guys who are loyal viewers. We're going to try to stick more to that if I didn't emphasize that already. So other than that, of course, I'm bringing a lot of attention to Twitch because I'm trying to build up my Twitch channel in the wake of YouTube dying. So twitch.tv/DRKENDO. If you ever see that YouTube one day is just like gone off the face of the planet, or my channel is, I'll be on Twitch, possibly on Mixer as well. I don't know. I'm going to be looking at other platforms if that ever happens. But just know that Twitch and my Twitter, I should say that my Twitter account is a place where you can also see every upload. So if you're like, yeah, YouTube doesn't send me notifications when you upload, Dr. Kendo. Well, Twitter, they always go to that. So if you're not following my Twitter, it's at DR_KENDO. So Dr_Kendo, of course, twitter.com. And so that's a good way to see it. I've also got Instagram and all of that, but Twitter is kind of the most active of those, and the Twitch channel and this YouTube channel. So say goodbye to baby Kendo. I'm going to sign off right here. I thank you guys so much for this. I hope that you do like the changes coming up. I think that they're going to be really fun. And so, of course, as always, I'll catch you guys on the next vid, and thanks for viewing.